Okay, we're back. So, as promised today, we're going to talk about the brain. I skipped it yesterday because I didn't want to talk about the brain because my hand was hurting and I didn't want to type that much. It's still hurting a lot. That's that steroid shot they shot me with really hurts. But today we'll talk about the brain. We won't be streaming that long. I'm just still trying to take it easy. I don't want to type that much until at least until this arm stops being sore. Okay, talk about the brain later, and we're not going to be talking about the Amgala, I think, but we'll probably already talk about the Amgala because it always comes up. All right, so if whoever's seen my videos before, I always usually start off the same thing when I'm talking about the brain. So, fear doesn't always. Listen a little bit. Fear doesn't always start with sight or sound. Sight and sound. Don't drink unless you're my age, which is very old. But you can drink when you're 21. Do not follow my example. Cherish your livers, people. Fear doesn't always start with sight and sound. It begins with interpretation. But your brain does a lot. I have to talk about the Amgala. Fuck it. But how many times I've mentioned it, I'm surprised I don't have this spelling memorized. Fear doesn't always start with sight and sound. It begins with interpretation. Within the gray matter in our skulls, primarily in our Amgala, the brain's ear center. Let's be a little descriptive here. Something just passed. No. Oh, this is. Oh, it's 1.5. Oh, we're doing 1.5 again? Alright, word. Something just. You just saw something in your peripheral vision? You just saw something in your peripheral vision? Where was that groan coming from? Was that door always opened? Wait, no. Did I? We'll just keep it as a question. Okay, fear doesn't always start with this. Fear doesn't always start with sight and sound. Like I mentioned yesterday, real quick, I love 1.5 music because they always use the Birkin medley. Dun, 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 like every song, like almost every song has that portion of so good because Birkin's theme is just godlike. All these questions pass through our brains, and we start wondering, am I truly safe? So let's tie it into being isolated. When we are isolated, stop repeating. The amygdala no. Oh, I was supposed to read it. Fuck. Excuse me. Fear doesn't always start with sight and sound. It begins with interpretation within the gray matter in our skulls. Ow. Primarily in our amygdala, the brain's fear center. Did I just see something in the corner of my eye? Where was that groan coming from? Was that door always open? All these questions pass through our brains, and we start wondering, am I truly safe? When we are isolated, those type of questions never stop repeating. The amygdala begins operating in a state of hypervigilance. That's good. Again, I'm not trying to like regurgitate information like I gotta always talk about. So just give me like a minute to think here. The mind starts kind of pushing it a little bit with this one. The mind starts working in overdrive, trying to keep you sane. It's not malfunctioning. Damn, good old classic RE2 music just hits so good. It's not malfunctioning. Forming. I cannot spell right now. It's always when I'm streaming that my spelling just goes downhill for some weird reason. It's just overperforming. Searching for meaning. It's not malfunctioning. It's just overperforming. Searching. Searching for meaning. Horror games. Horror games utilize that tendency. Horror games utilize that tendency. But we do like another like 7 minutes. Yeah, this is annoying. Everything functioning so far has been good. It's just I just can't really straighten this arm like that. At least until like the after effects stop. Again, arthritis in the neck. What the fuck? Oh, old age, people. Old age. Finally caught up to me. I start therapy tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But they definitely gave me a crazy shot. I never thought I would have a needle in my arm for like almost a minute. I'm like, god damn. So horror games utilize that tendency. We need an example. How so? How so? How so? Oh wait, no. Such as Silent Hill works on. Silent Hill's ambiguous. Yeah, Silent Hill's ambiguous. And I hate that word so much. I've gotten hit by ambiguous cross-ups a lot in fighting games. I hate the word ambiguous so much. Imagine getting like a hard knockdown, then your opponent gets you with a hard knockdown. You're in the corner, and your opponent jumps over you, does a move that somehow crosses you up. I'm like, bro, what the? I've played too many fighting games. It's mostly the reason why it deals with ambiguity is because you just don't know whether whatever you're seeing is real or not. Don't forget when God, I just played Silent Hill 3 like literally like a few weeks ago. Fuck. I'm not gonna be able to sleep right next to this. Give me a sec. Oh my god, yeah. Fucking Vincent. Yeah, oh my god. Wow, I can't believe I forgot about Vincent. Remember when Vincent, when Heather and Vincent are talking in the hotel room, and it's not the hotel room, it's the library, I believe. Don't quote me on that. It's been literally a couple weeks. A lot of stuff has happened in the last couple weeks. But anyways, remember when he kind of calls Heather out because Heather thinks he's killing monsters, but he's like, "Oh, those look like monsters to you." Yeah, you just never know what's real or not. Or in Silent Hill, obviously it was just to get under her skin. Such as Silent Hill thriving on ambiguity. Give me one more example. You can't really use. Resident Evil isn't a really good option to use here. Oh, we use Fatal Frame, I guess. So, though. Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame. Fatal frame. Fatal frame forces the player. Fatal frame forces the player to peer through the camera's sphere. Fatal frame forces the player to peer through the camera's sphere. I have a thought in my head. I just gotta word this right. Okay, it never really sure. It never entirely sure. Entirely sure if what they see is truly there. That's what they starting to start implementing in Fatal Frame. Oh shit, a ghost! No, you're just bugging. Anyways, fear doesn't always start with sight and sound. It begins with interpretation, within the gray matter in our skulls, primarily in our amygdala, the brain's fear center. Did I just see something in the corner of my eye? Where was that groan coming from? Was that door always opened? All these questions pass through our brains, and we start wondering, am I truly safe? When we are isolated, those type of questions never stop repeating. The amygdala begins operating in a state of hypervigilance. The mind starts working in overdrive, trying to keep you sane. It's not malfunctioning. It's just tongue twister. It's just overperforming, searching for meaning. Horror games utilize that tendency, such as the Silent Hill games, driving on ambiguity. All right, that's gonna just throw me off so much right now. There we go. So just the Silent Hill games driving on ambiguity. Is what you're seeing truly real, or is it just your imagination? Fatal Frame forces the player to peer through the camera obscura and never entirely sure if what they see is truly there. I'm so used to hearing the self-destruct system has been activated. You know, we'll listen to that real quick. All right, let's go.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct
This is such a good song.
Activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform. All employees proceed to the bottom platform.
Fatal Frame forces the player to peer through the camera obscura and never entirely sure if what they see is truly there. Yep, I'm thinking of something. Give me a minute. All right, hold on. Let me try to word this out loud. These games aren't only scary. These games aren't just scary because of what they show. They're not scary because of what they show. They force the brain to complete the picture, something along those lines. They're not just frightening because of what they show. They force the brain. Yeah, because again, like Fatal Frame forces the player to peer through the camera obscura, right? So we don't know if what we're seeing is there. It's like, sure, it's scary. Look, it's scary. Like there's a camera right in front of me. I can peer through that camera and just look at something, and it's not there, but I sense something is there. So it's kind of forcing my brain to complete the picture. Bingo. There we go. All right. That just threw me so off. Because they forced the brain to complete the picture. The image. These games aren't just frightening because of what they show, but because they force the player's brain to complete the image. In isolation, that transition is so throwing me off right now. Sounds godlike, but we gotta up our transition game, people. It's instincts to keep us safe. I'm gonna be cheeky for a second. But pretty much the mind is deteriorated, but other things come into play, such as hallucinating, like we've talked about before. I need to add something right here. My hypervigilance. Hypervigilance. Uh, survival mechanism. A survival mechanism becomes self-destructive. Yeah, because our minds are gonna start going kaput. Like let's give an example. You feel like you're being watched, for example. Even when you're by yourself. Fuck. Okay, let me finish the sentence then if we gotta wrap this up. Okay. For example. mind. The mind. Mind itself begins becoming a threat. All right, so tomorrow, because I gotta really answer this. Tomorrow I'll read this over and we'll make any grammatical corrections. I'm just finishing the sentence up. The mind itself becomes threat. All right. Anyways, good shit. We pretty much got the brain done. I'll finish up the spaces and we'll continue on from there. Anyways, everyone have a good rest of your evening. We'll talk tomorrow. Take care, and I'll see y'all later.